And plus, because he was there for me on social media, one, not only did I not kill myself, but two, I had the guts to go for my dreams and move to Los Angeles. The results you're reaping are because of the seeds you've sown. You get what you give. What's up, y'all? If this is your first time coming to my channel, thank you so much for coming. My name is Liberty V Justice. There's no period in my V, because my victories never end, and yours don't have to either, my friends. You are infinite in value. Once again, thanks for coming. And if you're new here, please comment below, tell me how you found me, and tell me your name, because you are infinite in value and you are priceless to me. God bless you. Thank you so much for coming. And especially to those who have been here for a long time, you are my champions. Thank you so much for commenting and sharing and liking and subscribing. And if you haven't done those things, do that now. You are infinite in value. Love you guys. Thank you. Check it out. The results you are reaping are due to the seeds you've sown. You get what you give. Okay? Here's the thing. I ask people questions and I listen to them. Usually people that I'm buying things from at the store. And they tell me things, and it's the number one thing I hear, this is what people say constantly. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And a lot of times they'll tell me in the line, and I notice this in the line, a lot of people don't talk to them. They don't even try to make small talk or nothing. They just get their stuff and then get out. Or if the person tries to talk to them, the cashier tries to talk to that person, and the customer just like, and they're just like, kind of faking it kind of thing just to get out. And so I care, and they know that. But I love the fact that people tell me nobody cares, and they don't even talk to us. I mean, check it out. When have you ever cared for someone off the clock when it had no potential benefit that you could see for yourself? When have you cared, for example, men, when it was a woman that was not attractive to you, that you didn't want to date, when it was someone that you didn't want something from, say, for example, you wanted to ride from a guy, when did you ever care without wanting something in return? When did you care off the clock when you couldn't see any benefits for yourself other than that it feels good to care? I hear this all the time. Nobody cares. And if nobody cares, then say that you don't care, because that's the truth. If you think nobody cares, it's because you don't care. And if you think nobody cares, that's all you're going to see is that nobody cares. You have to see things a different way. Romans 12:2. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I'm saying these things, I'm saying this to my past self. I used to say this to myself. I used to say, nobody cares, nobody cares. That's because I didn't give. I wasn't caring for others unless I wanted something from them. I wasn't that many people. It was mainly my grandma, basically. I cared for my grandma, but not as much as I could have. I loved her in my heart a lot. I didn't tell her about it a lot. I was insecure. I didn't like myself. And I didn't feel I had anything to offer, to be honest with you. But I had to at least pretend that I was worth it, and things. When I started my own business, when I became homeless, that's when I had to tell myself that I'm worth it. That's where I'm Worth It Incorporated comes from. That's where my channel comes from. That's where my whole vision came from, was sleeping outside and saying, hey, I gotta tell myself I'm worth it. I'm gonna ask to use the bathroom right now. I'm worth it. I'm gonna ask this person to open a can of beans so that I could eat for that day. People were not willing to do things for me, though, unless I was good to them for a long time before that. People are not willing, especially, to do things that they're not supposed to be doing on the job. For example, opening my can of beans, even though I bought it at the store, they may not be allowed to do that. But they're not. They would do those things for me, and they still do today, because I give and I care for them first without ever asking for anything. You see, you have to dig the well before you're thirsty. Now, unfortunately, I was thirsty when I became homeless, but I realized somewhere inside my mind, I knew my need for people. Just caring for people is what I wanted to do. And it was hard because I'm asking questions they don't want to answer about themselves. They were very insecure, and I was very insecure, but now I'm more secure because I see your need. You need to know that you're worth it, right? And so I had to learn all of these things, and I ask questions today still, because it's like I really want to love people, and I want to care, and I want to teach you, and I want to be more confident myself, and I just want to learn to be able to help you, and I should say empower you more, So, and another thing you gotta think, okay, so if you're in line, you're the cashier, right? And the customer comes. Now, why should they talk to you, right? Why should they give you love, basically, with their words? Like, why should they tell you about themselves if you're not asking, right? If you're not asking the deep questions, if you're just going on a script like, hey, how you doing? And for that matter, if you ask, how are you doing? And you really don't care about the response. What if somebody said, if you said, how you doing? They said, well, I'm not doing too good because my grandma just died, and I just got off heroin like 2 months ago, but now I'm thinking about getting back on heroin. I mean, did you really want to hear that? First of all, you got to really ask the deep questions though. How you doing just ain't cutting it. People say how you doing to me, and I'm just going to throw them a curveball. I'm like, I'm blessed. I love sleeping outside, whatever. You know what I mean? I'll ask them a question. That's the thing. But most customers are not going to be asking you questions. So if you're a cashier, or if you work in a grocery store, or like a gym or something, and you want to talk to somebody, you got to be willing to go out there and ask better questions and deviate from the script. You know what I mean? Don't go by the old script like, how you doing? How about this? How about what have you done and added value for them? How about giving them, here's one thing you can do, and it doesn't cost anything. It's free. It maybe costs you a little bit of fear, right? You could be like, hey man, you look good today. I love your hat, or I love your hair, or something, like whatever, you know what I mean? Just give a compliment. Give a compliment, a real compliment that you really mean, and that a lot of times could start a conversation. I know it works for me. It works when I give it, it works when I receive it. It's a good way to start a conversation. Open it up by just boop, slamming it right out the park. Or, well, really, if you're giving it, you're throwing the ball. But you get the point, okay? Give a compliment. That's giving. That's caring. And that's a way to get people to talk to you. That's all I'm saying. And here's another thing. This is hard for me to say, and it took me a long time to get to this point, but I haven't been as bold on my channel as I wanted to. But here's the thing. A lot of people, they said that nobody cares and things, and like I said, it's because you don't care. But here's the thing though. Think about it. You are poor. You are in the position that you are in because of your insecurity, because of your wanting other people to acknowledge you and care for you. By the way, only when there's something in it for you. You want them to care for you when you're getting paid for it. You want them to acknowledge you when you're getting paid for it. I've been sleeping outside for almost 5 years, and everybody looks to me like I'm the light of the world, in which I am. But the thing is, I'm not getting paid to go around and talk to everybody while they're on their job. It has kept me homeless for almost 5 years now. And guess what? I know how you feel. I've been raped. I've been beaten by my mother until I was almost 40 years old. The same woman that took my dad back after he got out of prison, took him back into the house, got back together with him, and kicked me out so that I could go live in a mental ward. I love my mom, and I forgave my mom. All I'm saying, and I forgave my dad, but all I'm saying is that I can relate to you. I understand you. You have to be like I said, Romans 12:2, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So now I don't expect people to comment on my YouTube channel or to subscribe to it and be active on my channel and watching it, the people that I care for while they're getting paid, because I know it's never going to happen. But I just love caring. It feels good. It just feels good to care for others, because there's not that many people that do. They are right. And you guys are some of them, the people that are saying that people don't care. Some of you guys are some of them. And I get that. I understand that. But you have to change your mind. I can give you one. I'm going to get off here, but I'm going to tell you one great example. Lewis Howes. When I was on the verge of suicide, living with my mother, because the Lord liberated me of my home so I could have everything I've ever wanted in life, I finally had the guts to reach out to Lewis Howes. And I was just talking to him like, I really love your podcast. I love your YouTube channel. I love what you do. And he reached out and talked to me. So because Lewis has been talking to me all these years and encouraging me, number one, Lewis was the one that encouraged me, not by talking to me personally, but talking to me on his podcast and things he was saying on his podcast. I'm in Colombia, short time only, limited time only, baby. February 11th, I'm finished my album. I'll be back on that plane in Los Angeles. I love you guys. But because Lewis cared, not on the clock while he was not getting paid, I was willing to spend thousands of dollars to go 2 years in a row now. First to volunteer at Summit of Greatness, and second then to go and just stay in the hotel. Like I said, thousands of dollars it cost me. Plane tickets, hotel room was over $300 a night, and I was willing to go there and to be there and support him and to learn more from him, and to pay. Also, I was paying at one point $50 a month out of $850 that I get as a disabled veteran sleeping outside. I was willing to give him 50 of that so he could teach me social media, because I want to be like Lewis. So if you really want somebody to care about you, care about them when you're not getting paid. Care about them when there's nothing at stake for you. Care about them when you're not on the clock, because you're worth it and they're worth it. Don't expect anybody not to care. Don't expect people that you care about to really care for you and support you in anything that you do, or to hang out with you after work. But if you really want love, just give it. Give it to everybody. Kindness is free. Spread it around like confetti, like Gary Vaynerchuk says, because you're worth it. I love you guys. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Thank you so much.
Love.